Okay, I'm just going to give an update on how I'm doing with all of my seeds and starting seeds, and hopefully I have enough light here. It's kind of at sunset right now, and I just want to go ahead and record this while I'm in the midst of planting and transplanting and that kind of thing. Here I have went ahead and I just started some seeds. These are a lot of peppers and tomatoes. I went ahead and started. Officially, this is the time I'm supposed to start my seeds because my last frost date, if you go online, you can find out your last frost date wherever you live. My last frost date is March 20th. So, right now I need to start these peppers and tomatoes 6 to 8 weeks out. And you know, I started a lot earlier, and just to kind of play around and make sure that I would be able to grow seeds and that kind of thing. And if I can get them in the ground earlier, then I'll have them ready, and if not, I'll have some coming right behind them like these. So I wanted to kind of show you what I was doing as far as starting seeds. I've got another little lasagna pan at the dollar store, and it's like a mini greenhouse for me. I cut a few holes in the top of the plastic for ventilation. I went ahead and moistened the soil, and I planted some things, and I saved one because I'm going to do one more and show you what I've done. In the bottom of this little Dixie cup, I poked some holes in it with a little corn, you know, skewer thing you can get at the grocery store. And then I have my seed mix here, which is mostly vermiculite, with a little bit of peat moss. This makes it easy for your roots to grow with your seed. You want a real healthy root system, so you don't want to have too much compacted compost and that kind of thing when you're just starting your seeds. So you will start your seed with just a medium like this and wet it, moisten it pretty well. And I like to just have a little like a little skewer, I use the wooden skewers for just about everything in my garden. They're so useful to have around, little bamboo skewers. And over here I have some tomatoes. Tomato seeds I ordered from Totally Tomatoes. I purchased some hybrid tomato seeds and some regular heirloom tomato seeds. I was trying to remember what the seed was that I planted, or the tomato plant I planted about 2 years ago, and it produced a lot of Roma grape tomatoes. And I also had a pepper plant that I planted, and I did as good a video journal as I could possibly do, but I did not record the name of the plants that produced so well for me. Even though the Roma grape tomato plant, the tomatoes weren't that tasty, but when I cooked them they were really very good. So, and it was a hybrid because I picked it up at the home improvement store, as well as the green tomato was also, the green pepper plant was also a hybrid. And I think after going through many seed catalogs, I think the name of the tomato plant was Juliet, and I think the name of the green pepper plant was the Peto Wonder. So I am planting those this year, and hopefully they will do as well for me as they did 2 years ago. So right now, though, this is an heirloom, and this is Golden Ponderosa, and that's what I'm going to plant right here. And I'm going to try to do this as best I can without hands. I'll let my video camera just kind of hang while I plant these. In each hole that I've kind of poked there, I'll do 1 to 2 seeds. I don't do any more than that. There's 1, there's 2. And pat it down just a little bit. It's already moistened. And I take my big popsicle stick, craft stick that I got at Michael's. You can buy a huge box of these for almost nothing. And I will break this in half. I usually just crack it over the side of a chair. Something like that. And that'll be my marker. The reason why I half it in 2 is because it won't fit in my lasagna pan if I leave it long. So this will be a Ponderosa, a Golden Ponderosa. Now, I'll know what that means. Most of my seed tags end up looking like scribble after I've done so many. I know next year I'll have it down pat. Hopefully I'll know exactly what I'm doing and when to do it. Okay, so that's ready to go in my window in the side of the house. I'm gonna put my little lid on it. Now, as you know, earlier I had already started some other seeds, and those have been doing very well. These were some I went ahead and brought out today because I'm going to go ahead and transplant them to some bigger cups, and I already went ahead and did a few. What I'll do again is I'll take a little bit of a bigger cup here, and at the bottom I'll poke holes in it like I did the other holes with my little corn skewer, and I'll add a different medium, and I'll go ahead and put my Mel's Mix in it, which if you read your book, you know that's 1/3 compost, 1/3 peat moss, 1/3 coarse vermiculite. And I'll go ahead and add that to this, and put those back in my window until it's time to move them out. And I went ahead and did a couple more tomatoes today. I used actually yogurt cups for this. Well, this is a ricotta cheese cup, but I have some yogurt cups as well. And I poked holes in the bottom of these, and I'm going to use these. This is a Juliet tomato, which I was telling you about earlier. It's a hybrid. I don't mind growing hybrids. If you've done your research on some of your seeds, you know that the hybrids are something that would naturally occur in nature anyway. It's a cross between two tomatoes to produce a new baby tomato. Now, if I took the seeds from what this tomato plant produces, if I took some of the seeds out of the tomatoes that this produces, it may not be like the parent plant. It may be like one of the two parents that were hybridized to produce this plant. So, unlike an heirloom tomato, you're going to get the same tomato year after year. But the reason why we do hybrids is because we can, people that, you know, that cross these tomatoes, they know which ones will produce a very good tomato, a huge harvest, maybe a good tasting tomato, or it might be something very good for conditions of where you live. So that's one reason why you may want to grow hybrid plants where you live, just because you're going to probably get a very good harvest with those, but again, you will not be able to save the seeds. You'd want to be careful against, of course, you know, genetically modified, and that's kind of hard to tell unless you really research your seed companies. You won't want to grow genetically modified seeds, but hybrids should be okay. So here's a couple of things I'm going to transfer over into my cups, and I have some here I've ordered from Baker Creek and some from Totally Tomatoes, and I have a couple of other places I've ordered from. I actually picked this one up. This is a little tomato plant. It's supposed to be good for paste tomatoes, like if I want to do some canning. I think it's called San Marzano. I got that from Target, and it was the Sean Conway brand, and those have been very good seeds. So if you're ever out shopping, you just want to pick up a pack to try to experiment with. They're heirloom and organic, and those are good seeds. This was that Peto Wonder. I had this saved from my previous year, some transplants that I did, so I just reused this container with some of my seed starter and put the Peto Wonder seeds in here, so maybe I'll get 9 plants out of that. We'll see. So that's where I'm at with all of my seeding, and I will be up giving another update here soon of what I have going on inside the house and in the garden. Thanks for watching.